Hi guys, it's Hayden Crawford from the Dreamtime Academy, and I'm a wellness coach and spiritual teacher specializing in color therapy and numerology. Welcome to today's live Starseed Numerology Readings and Insights. Now, did you know that your date of birth carries the secrets of your unique personality blueprint, your strengths and weaknesses, the best times for you to embark on new projects and ventures, your true soul purpose, and even your starry origins? Well, did you? I didn't think so. Now, today on the live, I'm going to be revealing some truths about you and your soul's journey based around the lens of colors, numbers, and the alphabet. Now, I work with an incredible sequence of beautiful dual colored oil bottles like these ones here, and essence sprays, and of course, Pythagorean numerology, which I've always found to be the most accurate and reliable form of numerology since I've been teaching it and studying it for the last 10 years. So if you'd like some insights with me today during the live, then leave your date of birth in the chat. Let me know whereabouts in the world that you're watching from, and I will do the rest. I'm looking at your day number, your life path number, and your personal year cycle influences as we move through the live. Now, first of all, before we get into any of that, another big massive thank you to all the new subscribers to the channel. And there's been a heap of them over the last 24 hours, which is really good to see. A lot of you have reached out and said how much you enjoyed the interview that I did with the incredible Anthony Kalask. So that was a quite a controversial interview, I must admit. A lot of lots of differences of opinions, but many people said that it's one of the best podcast episodes that they've watched recently. So I'm really flattered by that, because I'm just doing me, so I really genuinely appreciate it. So it's all very exciting, really. So hello to you today, Chris MK. It's nice to have you with me today. How are you going, Chris? If you'd like a reading with me today, then that's what I'm doing during the live. I'm exploring your birth charts and exploring your numerology. Now, I don't know if any of you guys were here yesterday, but we had a special guest on the live stream for the numerology show, and that was Liz Clark, who does a special form of numerology, which is based around Pythagorean, but it's connected also to the human body. So we had a really interesting live stream yesterday, and I'm definitely going to be inviting Liz back onto the show in the future. We've got Diana No Excuses next up as the guest numerologist. I think next week or the week after. I've got River Culver coming in on as a live stream guest as well. He's amazing. He's the 13 sign astrologer, and Joy Woodward as well. So she is an incredible numerologist as well, that's going to be coming back onto the live streamed show. So lots to look forward to, guys. Lots to look forward to. So there you go. So we've got Sylvia. Beautiful. On the 21st of February, 1945. Brilliant. Well, we'll start with that. I always like to pick a card out for the collective, just as we start the live. And that is Nikawi. This is the Arcturian creative. I love this card. It's called Nikawi. So this is about creating a next level healing system. So maybe that's specifically for you, Sylvia. Maybe it's for anybody else that's watching the live right now, or maybe it's for somebody who's watching the replay, or all of you. Maybe you're starting to get downloads, cosmic downloads for a new healing system that you can launch onto the planet. And if that's the case, then just do it. That's what I say, because, you don't need to be told twice. So, Sylvia, whereabouts are you watching from, my love? It's nice to meet you. So, you're born on the 21st of February, 1945. Excellent. Okay. So, you've got a beautiful day number 3, Sylvia. You've got a life path number 9, 10, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24 is a 6. And then your year is a 3, 4, 5, 6 as well. You're in a personal year 6 this year as well. So you've got the 9, the 4, 2 1s, 2 2s, and a 5. Okay, so this is your chart, Sylvia. Hopefully you can see that okay. So you're a beautiful life path number 6, which is derived from number 24. So I would say you're very creative, with a day number 3 as well. The 6 and the 3 are super creative numbers, so you'll love music, lyrics, writing, the healing arts, and the arts as well. And it's a very parental energy actually that comes from the six. I used to use the term maternal, because the six relates to Venus, which is the planet of love. This beautiful pink ray energy in the color mirrors there. This is Venus. But I had Liz Clark on the show yesterday, and she was like, "Oh, I think it's more parental, the influence that comes up with the six." And I was like, "That's a good way of looking at it." So you take from it as you will, Sylvia. It's one of those terms is bound to apply, because for you, you've got this lovely, soft, feminine sort of resonance about who you are. If I show you the three as well, then I'll put the six together. The three is Jupiter, and the six is Venus. So it's coral and pink. So you can see your soul colors are actually very, very divine feminine. It's a beautiful, sort of loving energy. But of course, with that, a lot of the shadow aspects of this is the victim and martyr, or the rescuer, because you're a nurturer. So all the best, artists or healers they fall into this bracket. And a lot of the time, people will take advantage of people that are loving and nurturing, because they want more and more and more of it. So eventually, they end up feeling a bit depleted, or they might attract people with narcissistic personality disorder as they move through their lives, you see. So, but you're super empathic as well. Very, very intuitive, Sylvia. You see, you've got the 2 2s. Now, the double 2 energy really is connected with intuition, sensitivity. It's a beautiful, vibration, really, where you can, might be able to even feel other people's emotions sometimes and feel like they're your own. So a lot of people with double 2s, they love animals or children as well. So yeah, then you can also see in your chart, you've got the arrow of, this is known as the arrow of determination, the 1, 5, and 9. So this is a real strength within your personality blueprint, Sylvia, and it means that you're somebody who won't start projects and then sort of give up halfway through. You like to, complete projects, see them through to finality. So, often it can manifest as being a little bit stubborn in pursuit of your goals, you say. Yeah. Oh, wow. So you're in Tucson, in Arizona. Oh, yeah. Well, one of the most spiritual places in America, isn't it? Sedona. A lot of people that I've been interviewing on Cosmic Conversations recently are either living in Sedona or have been drawn there for some reason at the moment. So yeah, you'll fit in well there, I would say, Sylvia, 100%. Now, there is shadow aspects of the 3 and the 6. If you think about the 3, it's not only about creativity, it can also be the opposite of that, which is destruction. So, and the 6 as well, which is worry, anxiety, self-sabotage, or addictions, or being overly analytical with 3. The energy of the 3, or a bit critical of yourself and maybe other people as well sometimes. So a lot of the time, because that 3 is a very performative energy, you can be very much the performer, but you can also need a lot of space and time away from other people so you can reconnect with yourself. Or you can go into depression, because that's where you get your inspiration and your material, for your creative projects. So, you're a very practical person as well. You've got that 4 in there. So in your values, you might be quite traditional and conservative. You still have an alignment with the practical and material and organizational aspects of life as well. And they'll be important to you too. So, the form of creative that you could be, because you're a 24/6, it almost is like you are a very intuitive, but also practical creator. So I wouldn't be surprised if, either holistically or artistically, you kind of operating, in some way, shape or form through your hands, whether that's Reiki or, you're a great artist or massage or any of those things. Yeah. All right. Okay. So Tucson is the southern Arizona, about 60 miles north of the Mexico border, is it? Oh, wow. Right near all the cartel then, yeah. Are you a member of the cartel, Sylvia? Hopefully not. Otherwise, I'm sure you're not. Hello to Flor Denise as well. Nice to have you here as well. And you're Florence from Buenos Aires in Argentina. Wow, we do have an eclectic mix watching today's live, don't we? It's brilliant. So I'll have a look at exploring your birth chart next. But Sylvia, before we do that, I'm going to pick a card out from the Cosmic Family Oracle cards, and no cartels there, Sylvia. Yeah. So, did that connect with you? Leave us a few comments and let me know. I'd be interested to get your feedback. Remember, the six energy as well, it's a very nurturing motherly energy. So one of the lessons for the sixes is to make sure that you give yourself some of your own motherly nurturing energy, instead of always projecting it outwards. Wow. Okay. So you got White Tara who's come up for you today, Sylvia, and she's the Ascended Master on the 8th Rainbow Ray of Integration. So this means that potentially, you're going through a period of integration at the moment in your own life. And, so I think we always go through processes of integration after we've had a bit of a spiritual upgrade or whatever, or we've had a significant event in life and we have to try and integrate what's taken place. But maybe you're just integrating a lot of life's initiations or whatever it is. It can also be because she's all about longevity. It might be that you're going through some form of detoxification right now, or you might need to look at ways in which that you can look at your, what you're putting in your body, and restricting the amount of processed foods or anything else that you're doing that is kind of detrimental to your health. There you go. There you go. So you're very strong parental and maternal. Yeah, that's it. You can see it very clearly within your beautiful soul colors there. The 3 and the 6 are both on the mind plane. So you get mind numbers, emotional numbers, and physical numbers. The 3 and the 6 sit on the mental plane. So you'll be somebody who exists within the realm of the mental plane a lot more than the others. Wonderful. Thank you so much, John Granite. You thought the channeling with Kalask was fantastic. I'm so pleased that you enjoyed that, because I must admit it's been interesting. It's had a lot of positive response, that interview, on my YouTube channel. Like, loads of people have reached out and said it's really shifted their perception of the reptilians, which it actually did for me personally, because I used to have a lot of fear towards them, thinking that they were all bad. And I'm sure there are a few, dodgy ones, but there's dodgy ones in every race. I think there's a few dodgy Pleiadians and Arcturians and even Andromedans, believe it or not. But on TikTok, I noticed that I think people have more of a free reign of what they say on TikTok. They don't sort of edit or dull themselves down. So one of the clips that I posted of what he was saying about them being breathanarians, I think that's the right word, that they don't have a digestive tract. It created a bit of a response on TikTok, as you can imagine. The video got over 50,000 views in a day, and a lot of people going, oh, the reptilians, they are the downfall of humanity and everything. And it's almost like, well, I've spoken to one now, and I didn't feel I was a bit nervous, obviously, when I was speaking, but then I was like, well, actually, there's nothing intimidating about these guys at all. So, it's actually just a matter of perception. And I think that you have to use your own discernment. But I'm so pleased that it connected with you anyway. Yeah. Do you have a strong liking for the reptilians yourself then? How did you come across Kalask? Have you known him for a while? I'll be interested to get your feedback. So there you go. Okay. So we're having a look next at Florence. Okay, so you're in Buenos Aires. So let's explore your birth chart next. Now, Sylvia, I was going to say, if you loved that and you'd like some more information, I create what are called Starseed Numerology reports, which is it's actually a 22-page document, which is all about you, and it explores all aspects of your birth chart, obviously in a lot more detail than we've kind of been able to do today during the live. But also your name chart, because your name Sylvia also carries a vibration too, through your soul urge number and your outer expression number and your complete name number as well. So, for me to get it really accurate, I do need to sort of look at both the name chart and birth chart together at the same time. And that will actually reveal your galactic origins. So, help you to understand where your soul originated from after leaving source consciousness. And that's brilliant for helping you to get clarity. and looks at your pyramids, which are very predictive about your future. Explores any karmic lessons as well, and past life implications that can come up with the soul colors. And so, yeah, if you'd like that, they're actually on special offer today as well for only 59 Australian dollars, which is about 40 US if you're watching in the United States. And you can get that by clicking the link tree or the link within the description below. And that'll take you through to the online shop to order that nice and securely. All right, Sylvia. Fantastic. Oh. So excellent. Oh, that's nice to see, isn't it? So Flora, we're going to come to Florence next. Chris said, so Sylvia says, I'm working on some new spirituality that I've found out about today. Oh, yeah. How interesting. I love that. Well done. So what specifically? Do you want to tell us more about it? Hello to Huna Rose. It's great to have you back again. And also to you as well, Artsy Lady. It's Erica again from Argentina. It's nice to have you back again, Erica. So a couple of Argentinians in the chat at the moment. Oh, if you can hear that sneezing in the background, that's Monty. Or is it Bailey? It might be Bailey, actually. He's got something up his nose, so he's feeling a little bit sneezy at the moment. So Florence, we're with you next. So was there any specific questions that you had as well, Florence? So Florence, you're born on the 5th of July, 1991. It's a lovely name, isn't it, Florence? You don't hear of many Florences anymore, do you? I mean, obviously, there's one very strong historical figure, isn't there? Florence Nightingale, that a lot of people might have heard of. So a 9, 10, 19, 27, 28, 29, 32. So you're a double 5, Florence. Interesting. Yeah, when you've got like a day number and a life path number that are the same, like in your case, it's the 5, it kind of compounds and amplifies the qualities of that number within your personality blueprint, but also your purpose as well. So are you all right? You okay? He's having a bit of a moment, he is. There you go. There you go. Ah, excellent. Oh, well, yeah, you're reading my Starseed Ascension guide, are you? Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying the book? That's so sweet of you. I really appreciate that. I love people reading about, but don't forget to leave a review on if you got it on Amazon, because that will really that would really be useful to get a review. It'd be amazing, and make it a 5-star review as well, Sylvia. So you got the 2 9s, you got the 2 1s, you got the 5 and the 7 as well. So you've got a year 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 is a 4. Yeah. So you're a freedom seeker through and through, you know, because your day and your ruling number are the same. The 5 is the center of the emotional plane. So it's like the heart. And actually it's represented by Mercury in the color mirrors, which is this beautiful emerald green bottle here, Mercury. So, you know, green in color therapy actually is all about space. And so you almost need a lot of space in your life. So you've got to set healthy boundaries. You need to travel. You need to explore the world. You know, you've got to visit different cultures, go to different countries, and not hide away from life. A lot of 5s, if you're living in the shadow, you might have the opposite of freedom, which is restrictions around freedom that can play themselves out a little bit. So for you, I would say that, you know, the more expansive that you can become, adventure, travel, exploration, it will really benefit what your purpose is in this incarnation, is to find greater levels of freedom. But this is also about freedom of expression as well. So it's Florence, it's about making sure that you surround yourself with people that allow you to kind of just be yourself and to express yourself in the way that you choose. So also, you know, the 5 people with a dominant 5 in their numerology feel things very intensely, because it is, you know, it's like that driving intensity of feeling from the center of the emotional plane. So you've also got to make sure you learn to let go of old masks or old identities. So don't hold on to anything too firmly. So like being someone's sister, someone's mother, someone's daughter, etc. Lose the identities, because that's going to also give you a lot more freedom in your life. What I also find with 5s, is that they tend to be able to really emulate other people, and they can get to the same level or beyond where they're at very quickly by surrounding themselves with positive people. So always have people around you that not only allow you to express yourself freely, but also that allow you to, that are at the top of their game. Okay, so if you surround yourself with negatrons, sometimes you might subconsciously take on some of their attributes as well, you see. Yeah. So you've got this beautiful arrow of determination running through your birth chart as well, Florence, the 1, 5, and 9. So what that means for you is that you have also, it's a bit like what we've seen with Sylvia, you've got the same persistence. I don't have this arrow, and it's interesting because when I was a kid, I remember I used to, I had in my bedroom, I wrote on the wall, actually, it was probably a bit naughty, a winner never quits and a quitter never wins, because I was always one of those people that used to start things and stop them. I mean, fortunately, with just age and experience, I've overcome a lot of that, but it took me ages to work through, being disciplined and determined. Whereas for someone with the arrow of determination, they have that in spades already as a gift that they can tap into. So you're lucky, really, that you've got that. It's quite enviable. So yeah, so this really is it's like, occupationally wise, a lot of 5s will find themselves drawn more into the artistic or the creative fields as well, or holistic, rather than going into corporate. They often experience a lot of change as well in their lives, unexpected change that can come in that kind of like break, like a pattern interrupt. You might find that this sort of thing happens for you a fair amount as well. You're in your personal year 4 this year, Florence, which means that it's a good year for building solid foundations and structures in your life and in your body in general as well. So you might find it's good for resting up a little bit. So how can you recuperate this year? How can you get organized? So it's brilliant for creating those solid foundations and structures in your life as well. So it can feel like quite a slow moving year, like things aren't moving forward as quickly as you want them to, because you are in a trough year of consolidation, you see. So, we travel in these 9-year cycles, Florence, in numerology. We go through peaks and troughs, and a 4 sits there. It's like a trough. So it's like, oh God, why is everything so slow, but use the time wisely, because, you'll be able to do that. There you go. You'd like to know about your health. Okay, so you feel very identified with the words. Okay, so health-wise, a lot of the time with the 5 energy, it can come up. And let me just double check with this for you, because I'm feeling like we just need to look at with the 5s, it's often it can impact the central part of the body. So either the chest, the central nervous system, the heart, or the digestive system, because you've got like a driving intensity of feeling. If things aren't peaceful and harmonious and in balance around you, then it can affect the digestive system a little bit. So that's what I'm feeling, probably more so the digestive system than the actual lungs or heart. And it's interesting because, this card, these Syrian teacher, Mariah, is kind of asking to look at the relationships in your life and if they're equally balanced. We're talking about balance of the 5. Remember, green in color therapy sits at the center of the spectrum. You've got red, orange, yellow, then you've got green, then you've got blue, indigo, violet. So it's a very Libra color, actually, the green, because it's about balance and harmony. So you need set healthy boundaries. You've got to have balance and harmony. You need calming, cooling atmospheres around you. And if there's any form of anger or conflict, then that is going to impact on how you're processing food and all of that as well. So I do feel, like by getting away, setting healthy boundaries is going to be really helpful for you, and moving out of codependent relationships as well. So making sure that both parties are contributing to, in the same way. So it's not about you just giving it all. So hopefully that's connected with you, Florence. Leave us a few comments and let me know. And so Huna Rose, if you like a numerology reading, thank you for that. That's very sweet of you for being an administrator. There you go, an unpaid administrator. There you go, Nora. And I can pick a card out for you. Now, if you're watching me live and you'd like me to do some insights for you today as well, then don't forget to drop your date of birth into the chat. Let me know whereabouts in the world that you're watching from, and I will do the rest. So Artsy Lady says, Hayden, what's your zodiac sign? I'm a Libra. Yeah, so I'm born on October the 16th. So I am a Libra sun with a Aquarian moon and a Cancer rising. Oh God, Monty's being noisy today. Can you hear him snoring? He's going right off on one today, isn't he? Oh my God. What's going on with him? So there you go. So Flora Denise says, thank you, Hayden. Did that connect with you? Hopefully it did, Florence, rather. Flora. It's like, you're not a margarine, are you? So Huna Rose or Nora, you've got the Arcturian Explorer Necker, which is all about a disassociation from Earth, or, you know, a disconnection in some way. So maybe you're feeling a little bit isolated at the moment, or a bit just disconnected from everyone and everything, or maybe you've been through a period of depression or isolation. A lot of starseeds feel like that because, you know, we don't feel necessarily always supported by the Earth and the community, so we can tend to retreat away and go into ourselves. So maybe there is that's kind of taking place with you at the moment. So it's the perfect card for you, is it? Oh, good. Brilliant. Oh, well, I'm glad that, you know, this is all connecting with you. What Sylvia was talking about earlier on was my book. This is the Starseed Ascension Guide. So that's available on Amazon for anybody who wants to delve deeper into it. It's almost like an autobiography of my life, and it helps you to be able to heal trauma within your own life. So all forms of trauma, from generational to, you know, past life or ancestral, or, you know, just incarnational, whatever it is, and helps you also to awaken your true soul purpose and reconnect with your cosmic family. So it almost takes you on a bit of a journey through the spectrum of colors. So with a reflective view on you know, the sort of trials and tribulations of my own life. And it explains a lot more about, you know, my galactic connections, how they started, and how you can reignite those or initiate those deeper connections as we move into this new paradigm, you know, where we're starting to learn more deeply about our multidimensionality, about our true nature, what the truth of reality is. So it's a very timely book, I think. You know, if you love the cards that I've been using today as well, the Cosmic Family Oracle cards is their name, and they're available on my website, which is Dreamtime Academy, dreamtime-academy.com, like it's spelled here. So if you want to check out the cards, that I do have some packs in stock at the moment as well. So dreamtimeacademy.com is where you can get a deck of the Cosmic Family Oracle cards. And they come with a 211-page booklet, which explains all about the 88 different activation cards in there, which feature 7 different galactic races, archangels, and ascended masters as well. So they help you to learn more about how they all work together, but also they teach you about numerology, the major numerology archetypes within each of the numbers, and color therapy as well. So they're very sort of multi-layered and multi-dimensional, to say the least. Yeah, so there you go. Now, is there Florence, if you loved your reading as well and you'd like me to do your full report for you as well, I'm more than happy to create that. So you can claim the special offer by clicking the link in the description, and that'll take you through to order that nice and securely through the online, which is it's about $40 US if you're watching in the States. Now, is there anybody else that's watching that would like some insights with me today? Then please make sure you speak up or forever hold your peace. I'd be interested to get your feedback. Now, just a quick recap as well of what's been going on for me this week. It's been like quite a busy week, as you can imagine. And the people that I've interviewed this week have been next level, really amazing. So obviously I mentioned before that we had Liz Clark on the live stream of the numerology show yesterday, but the day before I met Jill M. Jackson, and she is the author of a brand new book. She's written quite a few books actually along the way, and it's The Children of the New Earth. And she talks about the golden rays, which is a new wave of children that are hitting the planet that have been coming in, that are specifically aligned with artificial intelligence and knowing how to use it responsibly. But she also talks about the rainbows and the indigos, and of course the crystals and the blue rays and the diamond rays as well. And we found there was a big connection with the Andromedans and the diamond rays as well, which I don't think she'd put two and two together up until that point. So it was quite interesting that I'd channeled it in this week's Andromedan channeling that I posted a couple of hours ago on my channel. So make sure you watch that, because it all ties a lot of information together about how we can enter, through the different cosmic portals by tapping into the center of the heart through the diamond that sits in the convergence of the upper and lower ventricles. Some fascinating conversation that I had there with her as well. And then I also spoke to Vivian Chauvet on Monday. So she's the Arcturian hybrid. She's the second time she's been on Cosmic Conversations, and we delved really deeply down the rabbit hole, and she channeled so much loving information, wisdom, and guidance from the Arcturians. That was amazing, really, really super good. Oh, and then last week, I also met with Tony Ghazi, who channels the beautiful what they call the amphibians or something, the praying mantis beings. And we had a 2-hour conversation. It was amazing. So you're going to absolutely love that episode as well. And then of course there was Ken Lloyd as well, who did some light language activations and channelings with me, and explained all about his walk-in that he'd had, where he'd sort of completely changed his life from working in Silicon Valley as, sort of like working high up within, sort of firewalls and software companies, where he was doing antivirus. And then he had the walk-in and forgot everything he knew about computers. And now he just channels incredibly advanced light language, which got rid of the mucus in my lungs in one session. It was incredible. So there's lots and lots of incredible people about to be published on Cosmic Conversations. So hopefully you're enjoying all the episodes. Leave us a few comments and let me know. So hello to Bree. It's nice to see you here today as well. And there you go. And the color of your day. You can't wait to watch that. Yeah, you'll love it, Bree. Honestly, it's just been mind-blowing, really, the amount of stuff. And I'm changing. Like, I feel like my perceptions are changing, because the more I'm learning, I'm starting to open up a lot more and not be so rigid in my thinking. I think we all have that sort of potential, don't we, to get quite rigid in our thinkings and our learnings. We think, we know it all, and then it's like all of a sudden something comes up and it challenges your perspectives, and you're almost forced into growth. Yeah. So okay, so the card that comes up for you today is the Pleiadian Teacher, and this is Asterope. And this is card number 8. And this is all about mastering technological advancements. So Bree, maybe what's happening at the moment, you're starting to tap more into ChatGPT or other AI platforms. You may be, tapping into your inner technology, doing more meditations, and really starting to get more familiar with, your own unique ways of being able to project your gifts out into the world. Maybe deep meditations or activations that you're going through. So you're mastering something at the moment, going really deeply into things. So it could be projected outwards, into the outside world through, using AI or any of that sort of stuff as well. So it's inner tech for you, is it? Yeah. Okay. If I was going to pick a color for you for today, that's an interesting one. Then I would say to you, okay, I'm going to pick a card out to see what the color association with it is. So, okay, so it comes up as being coral for you today as a color for the day, which is the Jupiter energy. Yeah, so this is the 3. So you're a life path 3, which is interesting. So coral comes up as a color for you to work with at the moment, which is about expansion. So, if you're delving deeply into your inner tech at the moment, then this is going to create a huge expansion. And it's interesting because we've been talking a lot about expansion and contraction within the group that I'm involved with at the moment. It's a breathwork group of 11 of us, and we're going through this process called the Wisdom of the Gods. And last week I went through a period of contraction. So it almost felt like everything was kind of, becoming too difficult. And this week it's been the exact opposite. It's been a week of expansion. So it's funny how we can fluctuate. So maybe you're just going through a period of expansion at the moment, but also know that on the back of an expansion can be a contraction. So you have to almost it's not expect that there's going to be a period where you might have to sort of, go inward or not even go inward, but contract, feel like you're going backwards. But it's we live in a tensegrous universe, if that's a word, tensegrity. It's like a push-pull motion that we tend to operate through on the earth plane, don't we? Oh, and you bought a dress the same color, did you? There you go. Oh, and you love the color of the card. Well, it's interesting as well because the opposite color of coral is turquoise. So it's the exact opposite color. They are on the color wheel. They're called complementary colors. So it's interesting because often the antidote that we find for a particular color is found in its complementary. So, for example, if you've got a turquoise related issue like trust issues, then coral is a great color to work with to help you to step more into expansion again and self-acceptance. So it's fascinating how color therapy works. You give the exact opposite color for a condition that's held, within a particular color dynamic. So, for example, red is anger. The antidote to red anger is the complementary to red, which is green, which is space. So often when you get angry, if you go for a walk, you feel fine. Or, if you've got shock, trauma, and abuse in orange, then blue is the opposite of orange, which is about speaking about, what happened. It's often a way of healing the trauma. Yeah. It's the power in the paradox. Yeah. Try to be the Buddha in the middle. I love that. Brilliant. Yeah. So if there's anybody watching today that would like me to do some insights for them. So today we're specializing. Well, I'm specializing. Mind you, you guys probably specializing as well a lot because you've been watching me so much. You probably know numerology better than I do. But I'm offering some insights based around your date of birth today. So if you'd like some insights, as lovely Nora says, if you'd like a numerology reading, post your name and your birthday in the format of day, month, and year. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to explore your dates of birth, look at your day number influence and what that says about your gift and who you truly are, your life path number, which explores more your purpose in life, and your day number, your personal year number as well, which is an influence that's affecting you for the whole year. Which is always interesting to find out. And the way you actually calculate what year you're in is by adding up your day with your month and then the current year. So, for example, I was born on the 16th of October, 1972. So this year we're in 2026, which reduces to a 1, plus the 1 of the 10 of the October and the 16. So that means that I'm in my personal year 9 at the moment. So I'm right at the end of a 9-year cycle, which is about completion. So you may also be, in a 9, or you could be in a 1 or a 4 or whatever. But it does make a huge difference in the way you sort of operate during that year, and it brings awareness into why things are happening at certain times as well. So there you go. So hello to Sarah Radio. Nice to see you. And you love the work that I do. Thank you for saying that. That's so sweet. And we will have a look at doing yours next then, should we? Yeah, you're born on the 18th of November 1998. Oh, so what's your name then, Sarah Radio, so we can explore your birth chart next if you like. There you go. An interesting artsy lady says, since 2024, I've felt a strange energy in the sun. Have you? Do you know something is happening with the sun, energetically speaking? Well, it's very interesting you should say that, because a lot of people are saying that the sun has lost its yellow or resonance, its golden glow. People are saying, well, the sun was a lot yellower, when they were growing up. Now it's almost white. So I have noticed that myself as well. I must admit, I was looking at the sun the other day and thinking, wow, it feels really pale. What's going on with it? But I'm not entirely sure, to be fair. I'm not entirely sure. So you're Andreas. Andreas, yeah? Andreas. Is that a male or a female name? I've not heard that name before. Andreas. Born on the 18th of November 1998. Beautiful. So you've got a day number 9, a life path number 9, 10, 19, 27, 28, 29, 38. So you're a 38, 11. Great. And then you've got the, which is an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is the 3. So you've got the 2 8s, the 2 9s, 4 1s as well. Brilliant. Oh, it's a male name, is it? Okay, brilliant. And I said it perfectly, did I? Ah, thank you for that, Andreas. Thank you. Ah. So, yeah. Okay, so you've got an interesting chart to look at today because you're a master number. You're a 3811. So the master numbers are the 11, the 22, and the 33. But there are other master numbers as well, according to other numerologists, like Lynn Boez, who's like the grandfather of numerology. He believes that master numbers actually can be 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99 as well. But I'm just a basic Pythagorean numerologist. So I only really look at the 11 and the 22 as being master numbers, but I also note the 33 just secretly within myself. But the 11s are really here as old souls, so you're not very old soul and a very wise soul as well, because you've got a day number 9. So the wisdom comes in the 9 because the 9 carries the information of the numbers that go before it, and the 11 is you've chosen a difficult incarnation this time round because you wanted to evolve quickly. So like, on your soul contract, you were like, okay, so I want to go learn through lots of issues of separation in order for me to be able to be a guide for humanity, because I've got a very old soul, a very wise old soul, and I want to step up and I want to be a life coach, spiritual teacher, social worker, and I want to be of service in this lifetime. Remember, the 9s are all about being of service. So you want to help people. So it's actually quite Chiron energy that your soul kind of emits, because you've got the 11 and the 9. So I'll show you what that looks like in color form, just to help you to sort of comprehend a little bit more. So the 11 is duality and the 9 is Mars. So you can see the red and black and the orange. It's very Chiron, the wounded healer. So it's almost like what you try and heal in everybody else is what you can't heal in yourself. That's, Chiron's message, isn't it, really? So you're a 3811 as well, which is slightly more challenging than 2911 or a pure 11, in the fact that, you've kind of come in as a whistleblower. So you may have experienced childhood trauma or shock or abuse. And then so you've almost got to illuminate the darkness, illuminate the shadow, not only within the external world, but within the self as well. So a lot of 11s do actually present themselves as being the mirror to other people. So you're like Marmite. People are going to really love you, or they're not going to like you at all. But they will frequently come to you for counseling, advice and guidance, because you're very much an empath. You could be clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. So that's why you'd make a great life coach, spiritual teacher, or social worker as well. So you're on the path to becoming a counselor. Yeah, I thought you'd be a very good counselor. Definitely. Well, it's interesting because the 18 actually carries spiritual and material conflict. So often this will bring up a past life as a nun or a monk. So in those incarnations, you may have signed vows of poverty. So you might not believe that you can be both spiritual and wealthy. So, a lot of 18s actually, they can find themselves drawn into teaching, or counseling or social work just to get a regular paycheck coming at the end of the month. So, there is a little bit of conflict around the 18. You're actually fiercely independent, though. And you've actually got some good business acumen. I mean, 9 energy people like me, I'm a 9, I'm a life path 9, that don't make the best money managers, but you've got those 2 8s in your chart, which I feel help to counter that a little bit, because it gives you good business acumen, means you're fiercely independent. So in relationships, both parties for you need to stand in their own light and power, because remember, the 11 is 2 pillars standing side by side. But you also needed to have traveled when you were younger. Otherwise, you might be feeling quite restless in your life right now. So, did you get the chance to travel when you were younger? And if not, do you feel quite restless? Leave us a few comments and let us know. Now, those issues around separation may have started for you when you were younger. So during childhood, it could have been your parents separated, or one of your parents crossed, or there was sibling rivalry or ill health, or maybe you just felt like you didn't fit in. Maybe you were bullied at school as well, because Andreas, you're very sensitive. Remember, the 11 is a very empathic and sensitive soul. You're a very wise old soul as well, so it's not your first incarnation by any stretch, and you may sometimes struggle a little bit with expressing yourself. So learning to be wisely assertive is going to be very important to you. Remember, the 9 carries fire energy, the red fiery Mars, so it needs to be expressed and not suppressed. So you've really got to learn to do and say what needs doing and saying at the time that it needs to be said and done, instead of being all meek and mild and then getting all angry and frustrated. So learning to be wisely assertive. Yeah. So you are working on your finances for sure. Yeah. It's a good thing to do, to become more self-aware of that. Hello, Brenda. Nice to see you. How are you going, Brenda? So we'll have a look at exploring your birth chart. Actually, we've finished with Andreas, so it'll be nice to delve deeper down the rabbit hole with you, Brenda. And I'm going to show you a card in my deck that you might relate to as well, Brenda. Yeah. So it's great to hear that you're working on your finances and you're working on your counseling as well, because I feel like you'd make an amazing counselor. You've got the arrow of the arrow of the inquirer in your birth chart, the lack of the 3, 5, and 7, which means that you are someone who's a little bit dubious sometimes about believing anything or anyone until you've got evidence that they're the real deal. So people almost have to prove themselves to you that they are authentic before you fully even buy into anything that they're saying. So, for you, you've got to use your discernment as well. But yeah, when you've got 4 wands, it's a lot of male energy. The 1 is masculine and the 2 is feminine. So when you've got 4 wands, that's why it can often bring in difficulties or challenges with expressing how you actually feel. So it's just one of those things to work through. But this year, you're in your personal year 3. So as I mentioned before, we travel in these 9-year cycles in numerology, and we go through peaks and troughs during that time. So there are times to make big changes. And in a 3, it's a year of expansion for you, because it relates to the planet Jupiter, which is huge, so it's the biggest planet. And so you may be broadening your social horizons this year. You may be learning something new. I mean, the 3 stimulates the mind, and it'll be able to, it's like your brain is like a sponge this year, and it's going to be able to anchor and integrate a lot more information this year than it will do in any other years in your 9-year cycle. So I do feel like you will be growing, metaphorically speaking, consciously and socially this year. So Andreas, I'm going to pick a card out for you from the Cosmic Family Oracle cards to add in an extra layer of information. If you're watching me live today, remember, guys, to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. It really helps my channel to grow. And, if you love what you're seeing today as well, then I do have the ability on this channel now to accept live chat gifts. So, if you're finding this valuable, then feel free to drop a small donation in, because it does help me to feed my dog, my dogs. So the Andromedan Warrior comes up for you, and that's Nimbus, which is about transforming unexpressed anger. So you remember what I was saying about the 9s? Yeah, they can sometimes get angry and frustrated if they walk away from situations without speaking up about how they feel. So, maybe it's a pattern, or it's indoctrinated. It could be, generational, but maybe a time at the moment to go and find a big, tall hill, stand at the top of it and just scream out loud, See how much better you feel afterwards. Oh, excellent. That's good. So thank you for saying that, Andreas. Andreas says, you've been so on point. Brilliant. Ah, that's great. I'm pleased that's connected with you. Thank you for saying that. So Bree says, sometimes I can be a drill sergeant. Can you? Oh dear. I can hear you now, Bree. It's like, oh, everyone run for cover. So Artsy Lady says, the more incarnations we have, the more empathic and sensitive we are. Not necessarily. No, it depends on what sort of incarnations they were. Yeah, so it doesn't always follow suit, unfortunately. No, it doesn't always follow suit. So Brenda, are you still there? We're going to have a look at exploring you. Where are you watching from, Brenda? Andreas, hopefully, that's connected with you. If you loved that today and you'd like me to do your full Starseed Numerology report, that's what I specialize in. As I'm sure you already know, guys, I know I bang on about it a lot, but that's, why I do these lives really is to help you guys to remember your galactic origins, through delving deeply into not only your numerology through your birth chart and your name chart, but also your astrology as well. So I look at the major influences in your astrology, such as your sun, your moon, your north node, and your ascendant. I reveal your galactic origins by looking at the position of your sun in your natal chart at the time that you're born. So where it's either conjunct or opposite actually reveals whether your soul has come in from Andromeda, like mine has, or from Arcturus or Lyra or Sirius or the Pleiades or Orion or Alpha Centauri. And that helps you to define your mission, to get really clear on what you're here to do and where you're from. But also they delve into, any sort of past lives that you may have had that are relevant and impacting this current life, any karmic lessons, as well as delving deeply into your true purpose, your personality blueprint, and they're very predictive of your future as well. So if you would love me to create the report for you, then just remember to click the link in the description to take you through to the landing page to enter your birth details, purchase the report, and then just remember to please give me 3 to 5 business days to create the report for you, because they are handcrafted, they're not computer generated. There you go. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. I'm so pleased that that's connected with you, Andreas. Thank you. There you go. So masculine, feminine warrior, Bree. Yeah, I like it. Well, we've all got it. We've all got both in us, haven't we? Let's face it. There you go. That's lovely. Thank you. That's lovely. And so Brenda says, you're right about how I feel about people. Oh, really? Interesting. Interesting. There you go. So what do you mean, Brenda, when you say that? So, Brenda, this card is for you. I'm going to pick her out for you because she's there, ready and waiting to be seen by you, I think. Brenda Williams. Well, I'm not suggesting you look anywhere near as old as her, but there you go. You can see that card there, Brenda. So Brenda is the Arcturian starseed, and it's about invoking magic and ritual. So she's the master healer. So I often find that when this card comes up, you can really tap into the wisdom of Saint Germain and Merlin the magician, and really bring in master and high wisdom and magic into your healing practices. And it's interesting as well because you've actually got a day number 7, Brenda. So Brenda, you love the mysteries, the illusions, the miracles, the magic, and the faith of life as well. So the 25th of January, from March, April 1978. Where did you say you were watching from, Brenda? So you've got the day number 7. You've got a life path number 9, 10, 18, 19, 25, 29, 31, 36. And you're a 9. So you're a 7, 9 like me. So yeah, that makes perfect sense then, because you are, a healer, a counselor, a nurse, or a social worker. So the 9s are the humanitarians. They really want to be of service. So that's That's who you are. And you're in Wisconsin. So you're not only the healer, but you're also the teacher and the philosopher. So the 7 is Neptune, the Roman god of the sea, and the 9 is Mars. So you're exactly the same combination as me. So do you want a job? You could do what I do if you want, Brenda. So you've got the 9, the 7, the 8, the 4, the 1, the 2, the 5, the 7, 8, 9. Wow, you've got a lot of arrows in your birth chart as well. So I'll show you what I mean by that. And then you're in a 4, 5, 10, 11, 12 is a 3. Oops. So you're in Custer in Wisconsin, Brenda. Okay. I like it. I like it. I've never heard of that area, though, I must admit. I've never heard of that particular part of Wisconsin. But yeah, you're a seeker of truth. So you love the mysteries of life, the illusions, the miracles. You like delving deeply into anything that lays beyond the veil and in the subconscious mind. So many 7s are actually even drawn into psychology, psychiatry, hypnotherapy. Often they're found working with crystals or energy healing. But there is a strong past life connection with the 7s in Atlantis. So the turquoise ray is very futuristic. It's also very Atlantean. It's also Aquarian, and it's represented by the water elemental. So many 7s like to live by the ocean, or wish they did. So 7s are also very good at listening to the problems of other people, but you tend to carry your own burdens alone. You're somebody who has to learn through your own experiences, so no one can really tell you how to live your life. You've got to do it your own way. And of course, you know, the 7 is also about justice and equality. So for you, Brenda, that's going to be very important to you as well. So as you move through your life, you know, you may receive soul memories of your timelines in Atlantis, where, you know, you were tapping into either working with crystals or energy healing or sound therapy, and you might start bringing those into your master healing practice as well. You're very practical. You've got the arrow of practicality, the 1, 4, and 7. So you're good with your hands. So, you know, again, a lot of the people with the arrow of practicality and the 9, they can become support workers, or working with the elderly, or working with people with disabilities, or working with their hands in some way and holistic capacity. So it's called the arrow of practicality. So you love active participation in life. You also have the arrow of emotional balance, the 2, 5, and 8, which means for you, Brenda, that you're very well equipped to deal with very difficult or challenging emotional situations, you know, a lot better than a lot of other people. Although you might not necessarily always feel like you are yourself, you can actually navigate very difficult or challenging emotional stormy waters. So it's a real strength. These are all strengths within your personality blueprint. You've got the arrow of determination, the 1, 5, and 9, which gives you great persistence to achieve your goals. The arrow of activity as well. So this is a suppression of nervous energy. So you're always zipping around all over the place, Brenda, doing lots and lots of different things with lots and lots of different people. And yeah, you kind of need to slow down a bit. So, oh wow, so you was a CNA for about 20 years. What's a CNA? A CNA. Is that like a criminal narcotics agent? I've just made that up. Sounds good though, doesn't it? What is a CNA, Brenda? You'll have to inform me. But, you know, again, you know, a lot of the 7s can be drawn into the legal services or the judiciary system. Oh, it's a nursing assistant. Okay. Well, there you go then. A nursing assistant. Yeah, that makes perfect sense then. But I feel like, you know, have you been drawn into energy healing like as well? Because almost like when you're a nursing assistant, sometimes you find that as you evolve, you sort of move away from that mainstream sort of way of doing things, and you start getting attracted into doing more of the holistic healing through either Reiki or, you know, sound therapy or whatever it is. I would say, because you've only got the 1, 1 in your birth chart, that you may sometimes struggle a little bit to express your own feelings. So although you're good at listening to everybody else's problems, you might find that, you know, it's challenging and difficult to express your own. There you go. So the star X7I, don't you worry about that, my friend. You're in safe hands here. Yeah, you're in safe hands, so you don't need to get paranoid. There you go. I love it though. There you go. There you go. Ah, but it's interesting. So you haven't yet, Brenda, but it is interesting for you to do that. Yeah, maybe look at exploring it, I would say. So yeah, so nines, Brenda, don't always make the best money managers, and they rarely sort of succeed as senior business executives. So that's probably why you went into becoming a nursing assistant for 20 years. The other thing is about the nines is that you're a very wise soul. You're a very wise old soul, and you're very, carry a big sense of responsibility. So the nines are very like that as well. So I do feel like you've got sometimes with the 25 energy, because you were born on the 25th, it can bring in fears of betrayal. So, sometimes I find 20 people born on the 25th have maybe been betrayed or fear that they're going to be betrayed, you say. So has that ever come up to you as a theme as well? I'd be interested to get your feedback. But I'm going to pick a card for you now. And it'd be interesting if Brenda comes up for you as well. And hello to Cosmo Girl. Nice to see you today. How are you? If you'd like a reading today, then remember to drop your date of birth into the chat and let me know whereabouts in the world that you're watching from, and I will do the rest. I'll have a look at doing your day number, your life path number, and your personal year cycle influences today during the live. And Brenda, you actually got the Andromedan starseed, not the Arcturian starseed. This is Zayden. So I'm an Andromedan starseed, and I'm called Hayden. And I called it Zayden because I didn't want to be too egotistical in the creation of the deck. But this is about living as a creative nomad. So Brenda, maybe, this is, where you're at in your life now. You want to kind of feel free, and you just want to do your creative stuff and be on the road and explore a bit more and get, not be too caught up in anything too much. Thank you, Bree. That's so sweet of you. Thank you for that. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. So guys, if you love what you're seeing today and you'd like me to do your full report for you as well, Brenda, then that's what I specialize in. It's called a Starseed Numerology Report, 22 pages of tailor-made information all about you and your soul's journey. So I don't just look at your birth chart. I also include the major influences in your name chart as well, like your soul urge number, which is derived from the vowels within your living name, which is your deepest inner yearnings. It's sort of what you really wanted to experience in this incarnation at a soul level, and your outer expression number, which is derived from the consonants, which is the way you're perceived by the outside world, which is often very different from the way we feel like we're being perceived, Brenda. And your complete name number. We'll also go deeply into the major influences in your astrology as well, like your sun and your moon, your north node and your ascendant. And I will reveal your galactic origins using ancient Hopi techniques, which map your soul's journey from the different constellations and galaxies to the Earth through the various different portals. It will explore past life implications and karmic lessons, and your pyramids as well, which are really predictive about your future. So if you'd like the full report, then just click the link in the description to claim that on the special offer today of only 59 Australian dollars. And then just remember to send me your birth details, all right, and give me 3 to 5 business days to create it for you. So Barbara, we've gone from Brenda to Barbara, and we've got Bree here as well. We've got the 3 Bs. Yeah, you've heard of the BGs. Now we've got the 3 Bs, Brenda, Barbara, and Bree. So Barbara, we'll have a look at doing you next. Now, Barbara, before we get cracking on your reading today, could you just confirm for me if you're born on the 7th of January or the 1st of July? Because I know in America you tend to do it around the other way. There you go. So Bree says, when we share the video, even just copying, I think it really boosts the video, or saving to watch it later. If you are broke like me and want to support Hayden and always like the video, thank you. Yeah, no, it does help actually if you like the video as you're watching it, and if you subscribe to my channel, it just helps my channel to grow. So even if you don't really like me, if you can subscribe and do all of that anyway, it would really sort of help me out. And also share the video with people that you love in your life who's you feel would benefit from having some insights with me today as well. Okay. So hello to Choose Light 25. Great to have you here as well. Don't forget to drop your date of birth into the chat, Choose Light, and I can do some insights for you today during the live as well. But I'm going to come to Barbara Cavallaro. Cavallaro? That's a beautiful name, isn't it? Is that Italian by any chance? There you go. Ah, thank you, Bree. I appreciate that. There you go. Thank you very much for that, Nora. Nora goes, who doesn't like you? I'll fight them. Thank you. Yeah, you put your fisticuffs on, yeah? You put your boxing gloves on and give them a bat for me. There you go. Brilliant. And we'll have a look at exploring your birth chart, Choose Light 25, after we have explored Barbara Cavallo. Okay, so Barbara, you're next up. So where are you watching from, Barbara? Barbara is born on the 1st of July. The 1st of July, 1975. Perfect. So you've got a day number 1, Barbara. You've got a life path number 9, 10, 17, 18, 19, 22, 29, 30. Okay, and then you've got a year which is a 7, 8, 9. You're in a personal year 9. So you've got 2 1s, 2 7s, a 5 and a 9 in your birth chart there as well. Ah, thank you, Sisbian. I appreciate you saying that. I'm definitely likable. Oh, well, it's nice to know you're nice to know, isn't it? And Cosmo Girl says, yeah, I really enjoyed your video the other day with Anthony Kalask. A lot of people have come back to me and they've really complimented me on the interview that I did with him. And I really appreciate that, because I was a bit nervous about putting that interview out there, of course, because there is so much taboo around the reptilians, isn't there? And it's just like, it's time that's all gets broken down, because it's all just propaganda, isn't it? Don't you think? Ah, and thank you so much for the super sticker as well. That's so sweet. Thank you so much for that. That's so sweet. Ah, there you go. Thank you. So a little random question from the gratitude codes is, save me counting videos. How many colored Dreamtime t-shirts do you have? That's a great question. Well, at the moment, I've got about 10 different ones, but you can see they're all very old now. Look, can you see that the logo has gone all blurred? Because it's been washed so many times. I haven't had new t-shirts, right? I know I shouldn't be telling you this because you'll probably think I'm a minger, but for like about 8 years. So yeah, I was saying the other day in one of my lives where we went to the t-shirt shop to get some printed. It was just a couple of days ago, and I had a bit of a mini meltdown because I didn't like the t-shirts at all. You know, they were horrible. And I was just like, I don't know if I want to continue having this sort of style of branding anymore, because I feel like I've evolved since they were printed. Do you ever feel like that yourself? Anyway, we sort of digress a little bit, but you know what I mean? It was like I was almost like, oh, maybe I need to change my image a little bit now, because, you know, I'm not that person anymore that I was when these t-shirts were actually printed. Can't believe I'm even telling you that. Anyway, so you've got a day number 1, Barbara. So the 1, think about it as a sacred geometric shape. The 1, it's the self, isn't it? So it's interesting, in the color mirrors system, bottle number 1 is represented by the sun. So it's this beautiful yellow bottle, the sun. It's the biggest planet in our solar system. Even if you, would you even call it a planet? I don't even know if it is. It's an object. But, you know, the yellow energy connects up with the solar plexus chakra. So this is about power. So Barbara, you're a powerhouse. You know, it means that you will be tested in your life, though, because you're a leader, you know, whether you stand in your power or you give it away. Now, yellow can sometimes be associated with the ego. So many ones can actually fall into the shadow of the ego, or, you know, so dominant or passive. They can come up as themes, but it is a very much a leader energy. You know, it's about individual expression. It's about dominance, to be fair. Yeah. So a lot of ones, you know, end up having their own businesses, or they'll become way showers, leaders. It's about stepping into sovereign power, not giving your power away. And any issues around power, you know, self-esteem, low self-esteem, lack of self-confidence, lack of self-worth, they can also come up as themes in your life if you're living out of alignment. So, and especially with the 3 as well. So your life purpose is held within your life path, Barbara, and yours is a 3, which is Jupiter, the largest planet in the solar system. This beautiful coral bottle, Jupiter. So it's another massive planet. So the sun and Jupiter are big. So this is very performative energy, the 3, very creative and very performative. So I should imagine, Barbara, that you love music, lyrics, poetry, writing, the healing arts, you know, all of those things. So you're very bright, very switched on, very intelligent, very sharp. You can be very sociable when you're living positively, but you can also be very critical and need a lot of space and time away from other people to connect to yourself when you're out of alignment as well. So, you know, this is the 3s. The 3s are, you know, really the performers. It's a very frivolous and, you know, sort of carefree energy. Sometimes they can lack a bit of focus or whatever as well. There you go. Oh, that's interesting. So, you just changed your logo after a month. Did you? What did you change it to, and what was it like before? I do like your shirt. I love Star Trek. I follow Anthony. He puts good content now. He does, yeah. Yeah, I like Star Trek. I didn't realize this looks a bit like Star Trek, doesn't it? Yeah, I didn't realize that actually until you just said that. So maybe I'm Captain Kirk. What's he called? Henry Winkler? No, he's not. Is he? He's called something wanky, isn't he? Oh God. What's his name? Is that, you know, who was Captain Kirk? What was his name again? I know it's a bit of a strange name, isn't it? That makes you giggle every time you say it. Piker, is it? Pike. Oh, I don't remember that. Yeah, the July the 1st. Yeah, it is. So I'm doing it on the basis of July the 1st. Remember what I was saying about the 1 is, you know, this is your who you are. You're a leader. This is about power. You're a powerful leader, but you are a performer as well. So, you know, you could become like a major actor or actress, or become a healer, or a writer, or, you know, a musician. Any of those things would really fit in alignment with who you are. So that's it. Shatner, Henry, what was he called? Henry Shatner, Tim Shatner, John Shatner, William Shatner. That was him, wasn't it? Captain Kirk guy. I knew his name made me laugh. I always think Shat is like shart, you know. So I always giggle when I say his name. There you go. William Shatner, exactly, Captain Kirk. There you go. It was on the tip of your tongue, was it? Well, hopefully it wasn't. Hopefully the shot wasn't on the tip of your tongue. Shot. Exactly. That's it. William Shatner. There you go. It's the word of the day, isn't it? Shart, you know. So, yeah, so Barbara, you know, you've got the arrow of determination running through your birth chart as well, which means that you are, you know, you're definitely somebody very persistent in life to achieve your goals. So you're not the sort of person that will give up. You know, you can be quite stubborn in the pursuit of your goals. You're in your personal year 9 this year, which really is a year for you for, you know, completion. You're right at the end of a 9-year cycle. So a lot of things can come to an end during your personal year 9. So, you know, that could be like jobs, or even relationships if you're not in the right one. So you love Starship, do you? Okay, so Chris Pine does the reboot Kirk. Does he? I've never heard of that, actually. I've never heard of Chris Pine. So hello there to Ali Kavi. You want to ask if you are a Pleiadian? We'll drop your date of birth into the chat. We can have a little explore of your birth chart if you like, see what comes up for you. Now, Barbara, I want to pick a card out from the Cosmic Family Oracle cards for you. So you can see there, look, you've got the 1 and the 3. So these are your soul colors, Barbara, the sun and Jupiter. So they're the biggest celestial objects in our solar system. So this is very, you can see from the look and feel of your soul colors, it's very bright, very sharp, very expansive, and it's got great potential for joy and sociability as well. So yeah, hopefully, you are either, sort of doing the Amdram thing, or you're a writer, or you've got your own healing practice or whatever it is. There you go. So, oh wow, really? Did he, Barbara? So he went into space with Bezo. Who's Bezo? I didn't know that. Ah, so Chris Pine is a gorgeous American actor. Okay, I'll have to look him up now. Now that you've said that, definitely. Oh, and you're Alejandra Calvo, born on the 10th of November. Great. We'll have a look and explore of your birth chart as well. And there you go. So Bree says, I think it's fun to watch because we're about to go galactic as a society. And I think my guides and vibes are to explore strange new worlds. Me too. In fact, you've probably already been on a spaceship and you probably don't even realize it. You're probably unconscious on it. If you watch the interview that I did with Dolly Saffron and Preston Dennett, Preston went up onto Dolly's spaceship that she is a pilot of, or commander, or whatever it is. And he said he saw a lot of people, younger people up on it, that were unconscious. They were actually unconscious. He was completely conscious on the spaceship for a lot of the time that he was on it. Dolly said that he was unconscious for a bit of it as well. And but yeah, so a lot of people go up and they just go into like a zombie state, because I think as a human mind we tend to shut down anything that we conceive to be traumatic or whatever. So I'll thank you very much for dropping a donation into the chat as well. Choose like 25. That's so sweet. So what was your name then, my love? And we can have a look at exploring your birth chart next if you like. There you go. So yeah, I was wondering if you could answer what star family we are like. You're RH negative. Ah, okay. Very interesting. Well, I'll pick a card out for you, Barbara, from the Cosmic Family Oracle cards. And that's the Lyran teacher, Stella, who comes up. The Lyran teacher. This one is for you, Barbara. So it's about expanding your consciousness through teaching. So maybe there's a Lyran connection. Maybe at the moment you are developing your own consciousness, through teaching the information that you've learned along the way. I often find that is the best way, don't you, to evolve, is by teaching what you've learned, because then you kind of, it anchors that information and it helps it to broaden and to expand. Ah, there you go. So okay, so I used to dance. I used to dance now. I work in the medical field for 25 years. Well, there you go. Doing what in the medical field? There's lots of medical people today, isn't there? We've got like a Brenda, who is an assistant nurse, and we've got you as well, Barbara, who is working in the medical field as well. And choose light. Cassiopeia are beautiful. They're the beautiful ones, the Cassiopeians. I remember creating a video on my channel, got about 7 or 8 years ago now, about the traits of the Cassiopeian starseeds. Yes, it's very near to Andromeda, Cassiopeia. So Bezo used to be the CEO of Amazon. Okay, great. I'm very out of touch, aren't I? I don't know what's wrong with me. You're very welcome, Choose Light. There you go. And a very cool Lyran connection to Barbara. And you used to be a nurse as well. Ah, there you go. There you go. So lots of you today are nurses. Brilliant. Now then, who will be coming to next? So I'm just trying to, because I'm getting a bit muddled up with your names now. So choose light. Are you Barbara? Who's Barbara again? Who's Barbara? Ah, interesting. So speaking of space, I can't see ships up in this atmosphere. I don't know if anyone else can. Sometimes they blink. It's interesting because Dolly Saffron was saying in the interview that I did with her recently that a lot of her fleet can't enter the Earth's atmosphere anymore because of all the distortion and the light emissions or the polar shifts or whatever's caused it. But she was saying that they're not coming in at the moment. Oh, your name is Cassiopeia. Is it really? Wow. So I wonder if you've come in from Cassiopeia. I wonder if you've actually even come in from Cassiopeia. That's interesting, isn't it? Did you know that it was the name of a constellation? So did you want to drop your date? Oh, you've got that there. So it is there. It's the 11th of April or the 4th of November. I love her name as well, Brie. It's an amazing name, isn't it? So the 11th of April, yeah? Cassiopeia. The 4th of November. Thank you. The 4th of November, 1988. Brilliant. Okay, so you've got a day number 4, and then you've got a life path number 9, 10, 18, 19, 26, 27, 28, around 32 is a 5. And then your year is a 4, 5, 6, 7. So you've got the 2 8s, a 9, 1, 2, 3 1s, and a 4 as well. Okay, so there you go. This is what your chart looks like. Cassiopeia is beautiful, Cosmo Girl. It is. Oh, I don't think we know how to pronounce that. I'm not even going to try and... Should I try? All right. Aleesta asa decil tu freccia asita hase la lectura. I don't even know what language that is. I would presume Spanish. I don't know. Nora, we all have good names. You're right. We do. We do have good names. Oh, I'm looking for someone who wanted a reading is what it means. Got it. There's lots of empaths in the medical field. It's funny because when I used to teach Reiki over the years, like I've taught 18 Reiki masters, and most of them have been nurses. It's really interesting. And a lot of them have got children on the spectrum as well. That's another thing that I notice. I thought it was Spanish. Did you like that, Barbara? Yeah, did that connect with you? Hopefully it did. Remember, if you want me to go deeper down the rabbit hole, then that is what I specialize in, the Starseed Numerology Report, which is 22 pages. They're on special offer. So click the link to claim that. I'm more than happy to do one for you as well. All right. And, really? Okay. So Nora said, I wanted to be a nurse or healer, but being broke told me nope. Oh, no. We shouldn't let that stop you. No. There's always a way. Yeah. So you'd love to learn Reiki, would you? Yeah, it's a really good solid foundation in energy healing. It is, it's a really good foundation, and then from there it's like a springboard. Once you understand the chakras and the auric system and the outer causal bodies, and it just makes everything else make sense. Yeah. Oh, your daughter is special needs, is she? There you go then. So it just shows you, doesn't it? Yeah. So yeah, so where is everyone else here from in the chat? If everyone let us know whereabouts you guys are all from as we go through Cassiopeia. Now, Cassiopeia, it's interesting that you are a life path 5 and you're a day number 4. So actually me and Liz Clark were talking about this combination yesterday on the live stream that we did for the numerology show. Whenever you've got numbers that are next to each other, it carries a slightly difficult vibration, like the 4 and the 5 or the 1 and the 2. This is actually that it can create a bit of chaos in your life, or inner conflict, because at a soul level you really want freedom, you want to travel, explore, but then who you are is somebody who likes routine, structure, because the 4 is very practical. It's about business, working hard. It's all very loyal and dedicated and traditional and conservative. And the 5 is the exact opposite of that. It just wants to explore and expand and adventure and feels things really intensely, whereas the 4s are more controlled around their emotions. And so there is this sort of this dispute between the 2 that can create a little bit of chaos in your life. So it is. Yeah, you're not the only one. It was you, wasn't it, Sisbian? You were the 4-5 that Liz and I were talking about yesterday. That's right, I remember now. Oh, right. Okay. So you're from Hobbs in New Mexico, are you? Right. Okay. So what we can see, is that you've got the 4, which is, it's about business, so a lot of 4s I've met, like they'll either go into teaching or they'll go into business. Sometimes if it's a male energy or a man, a man, it'll be the trades or the manual arts. But the 5 is more freedom. It's like the 5 is the center of the emotional plane. So it's about freedom, communication, versatility. So I'll show you what that looks like in color form. You've got the 5, which is mercurial, and the 4, which is Uranus. So these are your soul colors, Cassiopeia. So it's very much on the green spectrum. So I often find that there is a strong past life connection with either ancient Greece or ancient Grecian past lives that can come up, and specifically lifetimes as well. Could have been like even the European persecutions. No, the Cathars as well, with the yellow-green stuff, may have been a dominant incarnation that's impacting your current lifetime now, which is, often where you give your power away. Yeah. So it's a very interesting energy, so you feel things very intensely. A lot of 5s are very good at emulating other people as well, Cassiopeia. So you're somebody who's very good at mimicking. So if you surround yourself with people that are really thriving and at the top of their game, you'll become like them very quickly. It's very important for 5s not to hide away from life. There is a shadow of the 5 would be where you hide away and that to keep safe. But if you try and do that, then that's when life might become quite difficult for you. So you'll have this sort of push-pull motion going on within you of the 4, which wants to stay safe and just be disciplined and loyal and attentive, follow rules and regulations, whereas the 5 doesn't want to do that, wants to disrupt, it wants change. So, you could be feeling quite restless in your life right now, Cassiopeia, if you didn't get the chance to travel when you were younger. So did you get the chance to travel when you were younger? And if not, do you feel quite restless in your life right now? That's often the case whenever there is 2 8s within your birth chart. But you see, also, this is fierce independence. I'd say, Cassiopeia, that you're also somebody who's very talkative, especially when you know people, you like them and you trust them. When you've got 3 1s and you've got at least 1 number on the soul plane, it will mean that, you know, when you feel totally comfortable with people, that's when you really let rip. So you certainly have an intensity about you. Yeah, it is. Because it's, remember, the 5 is the center of the emotional plane. So it's like the heart. That's why it's green in the color mirrors. So this really is a driving intensity of feeling. Oh, because of your daughter. Like, why? What? How's she contributing to that? So Cosmo Girl says, what I used to do was close my eyes and go deep breath, and then the tingling in my hands would start, and then I put my hands on my cat or wherever it was hurting and try that. Yeah, it's a great idea. Yeah, we all have Reiki, you know, we're all that anyway. But what all Reiki does really is it gives you attunements to be able to amplify yourself as a catalyst for the Reiki, which is just, you know, light and love. You know, it's like connection to source. You're channeling divine love ultimately. So, oh, you're not able to travel, and yes, you've always been a chatterbox. Okay, so it's interesting. If you're not, is it because you're not able to travel because of your daughter? Is it because of that? But sometimes, you know, restrictions around travel can come up for the 5s. As we mentioned yesterday, didn't we, Cisbian? You know, there can be restrictions around it. And especially if there's a 4 in there as well, because it can create restrictions around, you know, the physical movement within the body, or restrictions around, you know, the financial as well. Sometimes it can be, especially if it's a karmic number 14 that you have that reduces down to the 5. All right. Okay. So your daughter is disabled, so it's difficult to leave the house. She's 20 years old and in a wheelchair. Yeah, of course. So that's where the restrictions can come in then, isn't it? It's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I found this a lot with 5s actually that I've been working with. A lot of 5s have almost, they've got a life experience of almost the exact opposite of being able to feel free. But that's probably where the 4-5 thing is coming in for you. You know, it's that kind of the 4 which wants stability, it's static, it's stuck. You know, it's kind of like it's solid like a brick, and the 5 is not that. You know, the 5 is like whew, off we go. So when they sit next to each other, yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, so for you, Cisbian, it's the 14th of May. You've also got issues or restrictions around travel and physical stuff that comes up for you as well, haven't you? So Cassiopeia, you've also got the arrow here. This is known as the arrow of the Enquirer. So the lack of the 3, 5, and 7. So again, as part of your natural sort of response system to things, you would be a little bit skeptical initially of any new concepts, ideas, or people until you've got evidence that they're the real deal and that they're genuine and authentic. So you need proof before you fully believe. This year, you're in a personal year 7. So the 7 is an interesting year. So in my last personal year 7, which isn't the one that I had like 2 years ago, but 9 years before that, that's when I left. I can't believe it was that long ago. It was when I left IT recruitment behind, you know, and that was the year like everything sort of imploded in on itself, because it was like my soul was so desperate for me to get out of it that it created chaos and destruction. You know, it's like the tower of cards coming tumbling down. So if you're out of alignment, your 7 year could be quite chaotic. A lot of things might have to go, a lot of sacrifice. That can include jobs or relationships or whatever. But if you're in alignment, you might be called to teach what you know instead, you see. Yeah. So an interesting chart to look at there. I'll pick a card out for you as well. So do you feel like that? That's it. It's fun when our soul is screaming to change. Yeah, it was. For me, it manifested as really like a lot of anger, to a point where I really didn't recognize myself, because I've always been quite a placid person, really. Although my husband would probably disagree with me. But yeah, I have, you know. But during that period where I knew I had to leave this role that I'd done for so long, it was like, yeah. I started getting really nasty. I remember one time I even shouted at my mum when she was around for dinner with her husband. I was like, "Get out of my house." Oh, well, Melchizedek has come up for you. And he's the king of righteousness. So card 222, the Ascended Master, is probably the highest Ascended Master in my deck. And he's on the 12th Pearl Ray of Unity. So this is about stepping out of judgment of yourself or your life or other people, because it's judgments that keep us in separation. So it's about looking at and watching the judgments that you're holding in your life, becoming more aware of those. Because obviously I always feel like everything is always perfect. So perfectly imperfect, isn't it? But I feel like everything that we've got is exactly what we need for right now. And, it just might be that recognition, and letting go of that, because that'll help you to attain sort of higher levels of awareness by just, it's not even acceptance. It's more of just non-judgment. So there you go. So Cassiopeia says, "Oh, I love that. Yes, I started a church to teach my brothers and sisters of Earth about light." Did you? You started a church. I love that. That's beautiful, isn't it? There you go. So Nora says, anyone here know about their Myers-Briggs type? Yes, yeah. And I'm more into human design, I must admit. I love human design. So I'm a 4/6. I'm a manifesting generator with a 4/6 with an emotional solar plexus. Actually, no, it's not emotional solar plexus response. It's the sacral response. Yeah. Oh, wow. It's called Choose Light Church. Well done. I love that. Congratulations. That's a big achievement, isn't it? Yeah, that's a very big achievement. Well done to you. Now then, is there anybody else watching that would like me to do some insights for them today? Then make sure you drop your date of birth into the chat. Is that lady still there who wanted to find out if she's Pleiadian or not? I'm not sure if you're still there, but if you are, then let me know. The gratitude codes, you wanted to have a card for the gratitude codes, so I'll pick a card out for you. I don't know if you're still there, the gratitude codes, but I'm going to pick a card out for you anyway. And you got the Ascended Master Kuan Yin. And she is on the 6th rose, pink ray of devotion and idealism. So it's about really being more compassionate with yourself and other people around you right now, even though you might not feel like you want to be. I often find compassion is a great way to move out of judgment as well, isn't it? So often we judge things about other people that we don't like about ourselves. And the more compassionate we are with other people, we can actually be more compassionate then about ourselves. So it's looking at what may have caused that person to react or respond in a certain way. Maybe they had a rubbish day or whatever. And when you go, well, they may have had a really awful childhood or whatever, you can go, all right, okay, so life has just been like this to them at this point, and this is why they've presented themselves as this to me at this moment in time. So compassion is great, for moving out of judgment. Yeah. I feel like you're already a very compassionate person, though, the gratitude codes. Yeah. You're very, very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm so pleased that's connected with you. Yeah, that's wonderful. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys know about the other stuff that I do, but I also have this. It's called the Oversoul Codex realignment session. So this is where I do my personal sort of private one-on-one sessions with people, where I will explore not only your numerology, the major influences in your astrology and your human design, and then I formulate like a signature process to guide you through, to help you to kind of discover what's holding you back. I use the color mirrors as tools, and as well as numerology and astrology and human design. And then I formulate a like an activation for you and ask you a series of Socratic questions which will appeal to your left brain, which help you find answers from within about what your belief systems are, what's maybe holding you back. And it kind of helps you to realign back onto your true path. If you feel like you're off track a little bit, or you're not completely satisfied with your life, you feel like you're limiting yourself in any way, shape, or form. So they're very intensive, and they tap into, they're very personalized, because it's unique to you. So the actual, I have a belief system that you can't treat two people the same way. So like when you go to a doctor, they often give the same symptoms, the same drug or whatever it is, medication, but actually we're all different, so we all respond to things in different ways. So by sort of tailoring a session specifically to you, through your own unique numerology, your astrology, your human design, and getting you to choose from intuitive tools which really tell me what's going on for you both consciously and subconsciously, it helps me to be able to understand what you need right now to be able to kind of get back in alignment and start focusing on the right next steps for you. So it gives you great clarity. So my sessions are done via like a recording on StreamYard. There's a private session, obviously not streamed, yeah, they are 90 minutes in length. And if you want to find out more about those, then just head over to my website, and you can check out more about the sessions and how to book those as well. So yeah, if you're craving a bit of one-on-one attention with me, then that's a great way to engage. The other way, obviously, to engage with me is through the Starseed Numerology report. So people will either normally choose, okay, well, I'll go the report, which is only 59 Australian dollars on the special offer. And that helps me to get very familiar with, my origins, my strengths and weaknesses, my gifts, timings of things, true soul purpose and past life connotations and karmic lessons. And then from there, many people will then go, okay, well, now I know about myself and I feel like that has woken up in me. I've awakened the bit about me, which is who I am, where I'm from, and what I'm here to do. Then they'll go deeper into doing some unlayering and some reprogramming as well. So a lot of it actually goes into the wounded aspect of the inner child, and programming or reprogramming some of the limiting beliefs that were formulated from the wounded aspects of the inner child, and overlaying them as well. So yeah, so if you feel called to that, then make sure you head across to my website, which is dreamtime-academy.com, like that. Okay, and there you go, like that. That's it there. Oh, thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate that. That's so sweet. It's 11:11 there at the moment, is it? Oh, I love that. Hello to Miss A5232. Thank you so much for that. You liked the video with Anthony Kalask on reptilians. Yeah, it was really helped me as well lose the my false belief systems about the reptilians, because it's almost like we need to decharge or desensitize ourselves to a lot of the lies that were that have been sort of almost programmed into everybody. And when you sort of start losing the fear around that, it kind of helps you not feel the duality so much. Yeah, so yeah, if you'd like me to have a look at exploring your birth chart, Miss A5232, then drop your date of birth into the chat. That would be really, really cool. There you go. And hello to MZ really as well. Sorry, I didn't see you slipping into the chat there. So you love coming across this live stream. Well, I'm pleased that you did. I'm glad that it's being pushed out to people finally on YouTube. You know, you have to do quite a lot of lives on YouTube, I've noticed, before YouTube starts pushing your lives out into the algorithm. And thank you, Dinner. You know, the Ascended Master Kuan Yin is beautiful. I've had a statue of Kuan Yin in my house for many years now, ever since me and my husband got together 25 years ago. We went to a feng shui store in Aylesbury, which we thought was an actual physical store. We turned up at the address, and there was just a house there. And so we ended up ordering it through the website. We were just so naive back then. And we've had her sitting in our house for many years. And it's interesting because we actually, Mark really likes murder mysteries. And so we went to Agatha Christie's house, and Kuan Yin is in her garden, in her house, down on the south coast of England. Yeah, so I had no idea that, you know, Agatha Christie was such a Kuan Yin fan, but obviously she is. Did you know that about Agatha Christie? There you go. Ah, that's right. That's how I felt as well. So what's your real name then, Miss A5232? What's your real name? Just so I don't have to keep saying that all the time. But I was as well. I was completely just automatically just scared of them, just thinking, oh, well, you know, that's it. We're doomed, you know. But actually they have such honor and integrity, and, you know, maybe they come across as being quite, you know, quite dominant, but, you know, sometimes we need a bit of that, don't we? Don't you think? So you're Marissa. There you go. Beautiful. Lovely. Well, okay, so we'll have a look at exploring your birth chart next. Fantabulous. So you're born in Minneapolis, and you're now in Colorado. So is that how you came across my channel then, Marissa? Was through the interview that I did with Anthony Kalask? Oh, that's nice. I'm glad that, you know, it's sort of getting out there and people are benefiting from it. I have had a mixed response to that, to be fair. I had a lady or two people this morning when I checked my email. There was one guy that unsubscribed, and he said, oh, they were responsible for the destruction of Atlantis and Lemuria and rah, rah, rah. And you sounded like you were, you know, liking them and supporting them. And so unsubscribe, bye. And I was just like, oh, thanks. You know, it was like, I'm not the one who was doing it. But you know what I mean? But then another lady, like, she wrote 2 pages in an email to me saying how it's really opened her mind. And even though she was worried about me, because she thought that I was put on the spot when I had to say yes or no, you know, to the bit where the Alpha Draconian was sort of asking if I, you know, wanted the next bit of information or not. And I sort of said yes, because I just was intrigued. It wasn't because I felt intimidated. She'd kind of read it the other way. She thought I looked really scared. And so I had to put her straight on that. So I'm just about to actually launch another video, probably tomorrow or Monday. And it's just because a lot of people are sort of just wondering how I'm being impacted by, you know, some of the information that I'm getting through the interviews, and you know, whether it's affecting me, and, you know, and I'm just like, well, so I've put something out just so people understand that I'm actually good, you know. But it's you know, it does challenge your perceptions of reality. Of course it does, because we tend to hold on to beliefs that we've had since childhood. They've often been programmed into us through the media or our parents. So, you know, as we evolve, we have to learn to let go of a lot of the old belief systems, don't we? Yeah, so he is actually, Arts Lady says, is your husband an Andromedan starseed like you? And he is, yeah. Yeah, we're both from exactly the same place, the Andromeda constellation, from a little planet around the star Mirash. And we actually met in the travel industry as well, you know, in Madeira. Yeah, 25 years ago now. So I think most aliens are probably like people, some good, some indifferent, some bad. I agree. There's good and bad in every race. You know, there really is. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay. Okay, so we're going to have a look at Marissa next. So, okay, so Marissa has got a day number 5 and a life path number 9, 10, 18, 19, 21, 27, 32 as a 5. So you're also a double 5. So actually you're the second person today who has the double 5 energy. So when your day number and your life path number are the same, Marissa, it kind of compounds and amplifies the qualities of that number within your personality blueprint and your purpose. So you're a big freedom seeker. You know, you need to, 5s don't like being restricted at all by anything or anyone. So that's why sometimes it's a bit problematic for them to go into like a regular 9 to 5 day job. So it wouldn't really suit you. So, you know, this is the thing, you feel things very, very intensely. So you need to travel and explore and get out into life instead of hiding away from it. So it's interesting because you've actually got a really well balanced chart in so many different ways. So you've got a 3, a 5, 10, 11, 12. You're in a 3 this year. So this is what your chart looks like there, Marissa. I would agree with that, actually. Yeah. So those that unsubscribed are living in fear, probably. Yeah. Yeah. It's difficult to know, isn't it? And you're right. Discernment is key. Yeah. That's our superpower. There's good and bad. Yeah. I totally agree with that. That's exactly the message about discernment. I think we're all being taught discernment this year. And you've been studying the Sumerian tablets. And if you really listen closely, it was actually the Anunnaki that were controlling IRN, controlling everything that's going on. It's not the reptilians. Are they the ratatouilles, the ratatouille ones? The reptilians. No, I'm pulling your plonker. Okay, sorry, we digressed there a little bit, didn't we, Marissa? Sorry about that. So yeah, so you can see, but you see the 5 is the center of the emotional plane. So it's like the heart. So this is why you've got like a driving intensity of feeling. So you don't like, you know, being restricted. So going into something creative or holistic is going to work better for you. So the 5 being the green ray is like your soul requiring space. So you need to set healthy boundaries. You've got to be honest with yourself. You know, this can bring about surprising changes in your life as well. So it's quite fluid and flux. Just think of Mercury as a metal. It's fluid, it flows. So a really big heart, but you see, you've also got the arrow of intellect, 3, 6, and 9. So all the numbers on the mind plane. So it means you've got a very active mind as well. So your heart is activated big time, but you're also very switched on. So your mind is very active. It's always thinking, analyzing, rationalizing, philosophizing. You know, your mind will go 10 to the dozen. So your long-term memory might be a lot better than your short-term memory. So you'll remember things from years ago, but you won't necessarily remember what you did yesterday. So there's a very active mind. And also the arrow of the planner, the 1, 2, and 3, which is quite a left-brained arrow as well. So it means you've got an inherent love of order. That's why I'm saying you've got a really balanced chart, because you're very much in touch with the driving intensity of feeling from the heart, but the mind is also very active as well. If anything, it's probably grounding that you need, because you only have the 1, 1 on your physical plane. So the 1, 4, and 7 are physical numbers. You've got 1, 1, which can mean that even though you've got this driving intensity of feeling, you might struggle to express that and really talk about your feelings. So you've got a vivid imagination, you know, you've got a lovely maternal energy. You love your home and your family. Very smart though, you know, very switched on. You can be very analytical as well, but you've also got a big creative gift. And this year is a year of expansion for you this year, because you are in a 3, which is related to the planet Jupiter, which is really about broadening your social horizons. So if you find an influx to parties, gatherings, and soirees, make sure that you say yes and turn up, because you will meet really beneficial people this year that will help you in so many different ways. So instead of going, oh, I'm not going to go out to that one, you know, because I just want to stay in and get snuggy, just go, no, don't do that. You know, this is the year to meet new people, But it's also very good for deepening your intellect by maybe enrolling on a course, whether that's vocational through work or through some personal development, because it's almost like your brain this year is going to be able to anchor and retain information a lot better because it's stimulated. So it'll be like a sponge. So looking at, that would be really good for you as well. So you created a new job for yourself this year that helps me connect with my community. Did you? Like what? How specifically? Tell us more. We'd be interested to find out. Dina, how many Ascended Masters are in the deck? So, I think there's 8 Ascended Masters in the deck. Let me just double check for you. So, we've got El Moya, who's on the Blu-ray. The first ray, the Blu-ray of God's Will and Power. So he was actually channeled through Madame Blavatsky, I think back in the 40s. I was having an interesting chat about Madame Blavatsky with Jill Jackson the other day. And, so we both sort of came to the conclusion that we thought she started out being good, but then she might have gone a bit off track in her life. Some of her teachings went a bit bizarre. There's Saint Germain as well. He's in there too. Kuan Yin. Who else is in there? I think there's 8 or 9 anyway. It's going to take me too long to go through all 88 cards, but I think there's 8 or 9 Ascended Masters. All the different coloured rays are included as the Ascended Masters. So I've included the Chowan, or the master of each of the rays, in the deck of cards. So you're working with like the head honchos. So there you go. Hello to Opal Gypsies. Nice to see you. So good afternoon. I'm in Australia as well. I'm in Perth in Western Australia. So you're very new to numerology and curious what my birthday, the 2nd of October 1964, shows me about me. Yeah, we can have an explore of your birth chart next if you like. And MZ really says, I'm slowly learning about numerology. Yeah, it is one of those things that, you sort of integrate and anchor over a lifetime of learning. And, I've been doing this now for over 10 years and I'm still learning. So that's why I started the Numerology Show podcast. So I interview like loads of different numerology authors because there's lots of different types of numerology. So you've got Chaldean, Egyptian, Pythagorean. So I've learned a lot just through interviewing people on my show, and you never really stop learning with it because it's so in depth. It's amazing, really. But the reports that I do, I've developed these, the Starseed Numerology reports over the years. They've taken a while to really hone and really just to give you valuable information based around your birth chart and your name chart. And that's going to help you to reconnect with your cosmic family and your true multidimensional aspects of self. So that's why, I think that things evolve. When I first started doing them, they weren't nowhere near as good as, as what they're like now. There you go. So, you're Julie, are you? Yeah. So, Julie, and whereabouts in Australia are you watching from? I'm in Perth in Western Australia. Oh, you're on the other side of the country. You're in New South Wales, are you? Ah, beautiful. Hello to Secretly Sirius as well. Nice to have you here too. First time here. Well, you're very welcome. It's great that we've got a lovely community of starseeds all together, haven't we, today? So it's nice to have you all here with me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There you go. Building up to 2 hours, I know. That's it, Nora. It's been a busy one today. It has, hasn't it? So you pick up and sell used couches. My team helps me. I have 2 guys with trucks that help me. I'm friends with my U-Haul dealer and stagers now. I help a lot of single women get really nice furniture. That's so nice. Well done to you. Well done to you. Oh, it's your first time here as well, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. I know. I thought we hadn't connected before. There you go. And Dina says, just me being a sponge, learning. I feel like I'm on a spiritual quest, following the nudges from the universe. And that's right. You're on the Gold Coast in Queensland. Oh, that's wonderful, isn't it? So yeah, Marissa, hopefully that's connected with you. Anyway, if you want me to do your full report for you, just click the link in the description to claim that on the special offer. And that'll also give you 3 months free access to my Starseed community, as well the Oversoul Codex Collective, where there's like so much wisdom in there, so many video courses that I've created, and there's a community of like-minded starseeds and truth seekers all over the world. And we get together every month, and we do activations and meditations, often through like the major and significant cosmological events like the 1111 or the Lionsgate activation portal. So it's a brilliant community. Yeah. And you can start learning about numerology and color therapy in there. And there's heaps of stuff around the Oversoul Codex as well. So loads and loads of content. Keep you entertained for hours. So you get 3 months free as well by claiming the special offer on the full Starseed Numerology report today as well. Yeah. So there you go. So we're going to have a look at Julie, not Julie, is it Julie? There we go. So born on the 2nd of October. So you're a Libran, like me. I always say all the best people are Librans, aren't we? You know it. And you're Julie. It's lovely to meet you, Julie, in New South Wales. So you've got a 2, 2 1s, a 9, a 6, and a 4. So you've got a day number 2. You've got a life path number 9, 10, 23 is a 5, another 5. And then your year is a 2, 3, 4. Okay. So Julie, this one is for you. And I can call you Opal. I can call you whatever you want me to call you is fine. You call it the most unbalanced sign. So yeah, so there you go. So you've got a life path 5 and a day number 2. So both the 2 and the 5 are on the soul plane. So they're emotional numbers. So you're very empathic, sensitive, and intuitive with the 2. You know, so you're a real empath. Probably sometimes you're happiest when you're in a relationship. So the 2 is about 2 people coming together. So a lot of the time it's, collaborations in business or partnerships. If you're living in the shadow of the 2, sometimes that can manifest as like you're feeling second best or not heard, or you might prefer to be the follower as opposed to the leader. So, but it's very deeply sensitive energy that you've got. And being a Libran as well, where you're all about relationships, so I can imagine being a Libra and being a day number 2, that, that's going to really appeal to you. But yeah, again, feeling second best or not heard can play itself out as the shadow pattern of the 2. The 5 is the freedom seeker. It's the center of the emotional plane. So it means that you need freedom. You need to travel, explore, ideally in a partnership, because the 2, prefers to be in a collaboration or a partnership. So traveling in a relationship or partnership could be a very good option for you. Yeah. And opal's your birthstone. Oh, that's beautiful. I love the opal. Yeah. So it's my birthstone, obviously, as well, being another Libra. Beautiful. They're all sparkly. Got all the colors of the rainbow in them, haven't they, the opals? I like moonstones as well. Moonstones are beautiful, aren't they? So yeah, I'll show you what that looks like in color form. So the bottle number 2 is called the moon. So this is your day number soul color influence. So it's pale blue over royal blue. It's called the moon. Now, as you know, the moon governs your tides, your seasons, and your cycles. And so, for you'd be very, very sensitive, very emotional, and very protective as well. So it's always reminds me so much of Mother Mary or Archangel Michael, the energy of the 2. So it's soft and feminine and empathic and intuitive. So very protective. Yeah. And then the 5 which is Mercury, which is emerald green. So the green and the blue soul color people like you often can have past life connections during the European persecutions. So there can be issues of persecution or feeling persecuted that can come up in your life as themes. So that can manifest as like sibling rivalry, or any of that sort of stuff, really. Yeah. There you go. It's been lovely to have you here with us today as well. It really has been, so nice. Yeah, you have an amazing night as well. There you go. So Miss A5232 says, what's a good resource for studying the Sumerian text? Check out Alexander Sitchin's work, although a lot of people say it's a bit biased. It took me a while to find a full version of Nag Hammadi, and it's been fascinating. Yeah, I think there's probably other more reliable sources because I think he was trying to be influential. There you go. So much of this is true. Yeah. Well, I always say that colors and numbers don't lie. It's people that tend to lie, not colors and numbers. So when we learn to really decode the language of light, we get really accurate information. So you're in your personal year 4 this year, Julie. So we travel in these 9-year cycles in numerology, and we go through peaks and troughs. So there are times to make changes and decisions, and other times it's best not to. In a 4, it's brilliant for building solid foundations and structures, either within your body or within your business. So, for example, like in my last personal year 4, I went to the gym and lost 16 kilos. So you might be feeling drawn to step up your exercise routine, or you might want to build solid foundations in your business. But it can feel like quite a slow moving year in your 4 because it's a trough year of consolidation. So it's like, why is everything so slow? It can feel a bit like that. But use the time wisely and get as organized as you possibly can. And you'll find that you'll also about conserving energy as well, especially if you've been feeling depleted. It's great for recalibration and replenishment as well. There you go. So you're looking for a new residence. Will that be for my forever home? Well, it's interesting you're doing that in your personal year 5 because you're moving into a 6 next year, which is really about the home. So many people move house in their personal year 6. So the 6 relates to love, the home, the community. And the home in general comes under scrutiny. So I feel like if you're starting to look for a new residence around October, is when you'll start feeling the energy of the 6 coming in. So that would be the start of the best time for you to move. So you've got a nice creative and maternal energy as well. I feel like you can express that creativity through your hands. You're quite traditional and conservative in your values. You'll work hard. There's a lot of sort of discipline in there as well for you. Nicely balanced communication skills. So you're a great listener as well as being a good talker. And you've got really good gut first impressions of people as well. So if you meet people and you like them, then trust your gut, because it will always point you in the right direction. This is known as the arrow of the inquirer. So it's the lack of the 3, 5, and 7 in your birth date, which often manifests as you being a bit skeptical of new concepts, ideas, or even people. So you almost somebody who needs evidence before you believe. So you're a bit like a Miss Marple, you have to gather proof along the way. And then once you've got it, then you're like, right, I now believe. And that's when you become a convert. So if we're looking at roles, jobs, or things like that for you with the 2 and the 5, because it's a very empathic and nurturing energy, it's very fluid and flowing. Looking at healing, again, would work well for you. You'd make a good mother, creative. Any of those things are going to be way more aligned to you than going into the corporate world. So your gut lies a lot. And yes, I am an evidence-based thinker. Yeah. It's interesting because, Librans need balance and harmony. That's what we're all about. And of course, you know, the 5 being green sits in the middle of the color spectrum. So like Libra sits in the center of the zodiac. It's often represented by the color green. You can find that for you, you need balance and harmony in your life for you to feel like in alignment. Yeah. So listen to your heart as well, I would say. Listen to your heart, because your heart will always point you in the right direction. So, Julie, the card that comes up for you from the Cosmic Family Oracle cards. Oh, wow. You've got the Hydean Starseed. This is Tarot, which is maybe about you're hiding your power or hiding your light or fearing your power. I often find that the Hydean Starseeds end up finding themselves working in government institutions where they can create change from within. And but they often have to then hide their own light in order to fit in. You know, it's like when you go into the corporate world, if you're a starseed or a healer, you have to dim your light so you can just fit in and blend in and be disguised. But this can often mean as well that you may fear your own power. You know, a lot of people do fear their potential, and that's why they limit themselves. But I think we're all being called now as a collective to not do that, to actually honor our power and to step into our sovereignty and let go of all of our limitations. Yeah, it is a beautiful card, isn't it? Yeah. Ah, well, I'm glad that's connected with you anyway. It's so nice that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, Julie. And anybody else that's watching me live at the moment as well, if you haven't already subscribed, it would be really great to have you as part of this amazing community. You know, if you haven't had a reading with me yet today and you'd still like me to offer you some insights, then if you can drop your date of birth into the chat, that would be fantastic. And we can have a look at exploring yours next. Julie, if you loved that and you'd like me to do your full Starseed Numerology report, that's what I specialize in there, which is a 22-page handcrafted document which explores all aspects of your birth chart, your name chart, the major influences in your astrology, like your sun, your moon, your north node, and your ascendant. It will reveal your galactic origins to help you to define your mission. So whether you're from Andromeda like me, Arcturus or Lyra or Sirius or the Pleiades or Orion or Alpha Centauri, or one of a plethora of other constellations and galaxies out there. And you know, it'll also go into the major influences in your astrology as well, like your sun, your moon, your north node, and your ascendant. And that gets emailed through to you on completion. So to claim the special offer on that for only 59 Australian dollars, which is about 40 US actually on the current exchange rate, then just click the link in the description, and that'll take you through to the online shop where you can order that nice and securely. And then, as I said, just give me 3 to 5 business days to create it for you. Fantabulous. All right. So, oh, there you go. That's great, isn't it? Thank you, Julie. You've subscribed and you do a binge on replays. I love that. Thank you. I'm so pleased you're enjoying the content. So Dina asks, so I get the color mirrors and numerology complement each other, but put into practice besides life path number, how else put into practice? So a lot of people, because these are vibrational remedies, they've been activated using sacred geometry, so you can pour them into your bath and submerge your body in the actual color mirrors and have a physical bodily upgrade. So it activates your DNA and clears trauma from the cellular memory. So they're a bit like flower essences in that sense. Yeah. Also, you know, your soul colors that come up through your numbers, you can bring those in other ways, such as wearing clothes that match those colors, jewelry, whatever it is, you know, crystals. So it's just an awareness, really, because they affect your moods. So you can really keep your elevated moods, you know, as we go through, you know, this shift in frequency on the earth, to help you to stay in alignment as well. So it's a really good question. Yeah. And good night to you, Dinner. It's lovely to have you here with us for so long today. We've been going for like 2 hours and a quarter today. It's been an amazing live, hasn't it? It's been so good. So I think what we'll do is, we'll make secretly Sirius B last up on today's live. Did you want me to have a look at doing it today, or did you want me to do that for you in another live? Just let me know. I'm more than happy to do it now, and we can have an explore of doing your birth charts today as well, and then we can make you lucky last on today's live. Brilliant. So secretly Sirius B. We'll have a look at exploring. I love the Sirians, I must admit. Some of the most creative of the starseeds are the Sirians. You really are. And MZ says, I'm a life path 33 and I meet a lot of fives for some reason. Do you? I wonder why that is. Suppose because they've got that deep, you know, sort of feeling aspect to them. And whereas the 33s, you know, very loving. So yeah, I can understand why there would be a connection there between the 33 sixes and the fives. Yeah, because it's also, they're both the color of the heart chakra. The 5 is green, the 6 is Venus pink. These are heart chakra colors. So that's possibly why you feel attracted to them and connected to them. So what's your real name then, secretly Sirius? And if you drop your date of birth into the chat for me, that would be amazing. There you go. I will do her colors too. Yeah. It is interesting, isn't it, MZ, really? Yeah, it is interesting. I think out of the numbers that sit next to each other, the 5, 6 are probably the most of the ones that sit close to each other, the most compatible. Oh wow, okay. So you're born on you got all the 7s in your birth chart. It's a lot of 7s, isn't it? So it's funny because my sister's partner, Marcella, she's got 3 7s in her birth chart as well. So there can be a lot of sacrifice that comes up for people with lots of 7s, you know, in love, health, and money. So you may find that, you know, you've had a lot of sacrifices, sacrificial things, sacrifice in your life. So, you know, so for the outsider looking in, they might be like, oh my God, secretly Sirius has had a difficult paper round. But you might be like, well, actually, no, it's just my path of soul evolution. So you don't necessarily see it in the same way. So a day number 8, a life path number 9, 10, 17, 18, 19, 24, 29, 37 is a 10. So you're one of those really powerful souls. And it's interesting that there is that deep connection with Sirius, because the Syrians and the pyramids, you know, are very strong. Well, actually, it's very ancient Egyptian, your soul template. You got the 10, which is gold over olive, the leader. This is the wheel of fortune, very ancient Egyptian past life connections for you. And the 8, which is Saturn, which is lilac over violet. So the gold and the violet soul color people, this is very ancient Egyptian soul colors, right? So high initiations within ancient Egypt. So you could have been like a pharaoh or a high priestess. So I feel like you would have been through the mystery schools in Sirius as well. But you see, for you in this life, you're a leader and a manager. So the 10 is the leader, the 8 is the manager. So you'd make a good money manager, man manager, project manager, because you like to be in control. So you've got the 3 7s, the 9, the 5, and then the 2 1s as well. So very determined in life to achieve your goals as well. The arrow of determination, it's a real strength within your birth chart. So for you, you know, being a day number 8, you're very independent. You like building your future on solid foundations. So you'll build your house on the rocks where it'll stay up and not on the sand where it'll fall down. And often, you know, the 10s, you know, you're the way shower, the leader, and it's about you stepping into your sovereignty in this life and not giving your power away. So you're a very adaptable leader. So you're a powerful manifester as well. So you know how to consciously create your own reality. But all those 7s, you see, that's where the sacrifice comes in. So lots of issues around, you know, as I said, you might love and lose, or make money and lose it, or get ill, get well. So there's all aspects of that you may find comes up for you, but you don't, as I said, you don't see it necessarily as being sacrifice. It's a path of soul evolution. Mm. Mm. You didn't go to bed yet. Bree, you're still with us, yeah? There you go. So it's true, yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? So what we can see as well, is that your life, your year is a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14 is a 5. So you're in a personal year 5 that derives from a karmic number 14 this year. So it's a year of more freedom. So brilliant for travel. If you can afford to go overseas, great. Even a road trip would be fabulous. It's about expressing yourself freely this year as well. The 5 year isn't about restriction, although because this 5 for you is derived from 14, it's karmic, so it can create restrictions around travel. So it doesn't mean to say that, flights will be cancelled or anything like that, but it just might be a bit more challenging to get away than usual, even though you want to in some way. But, there's a great adaptability with the 10s. This really is about, gold is about authentic power, and olive green is about soft feminine love. So this is like you are a way shower, but you do it with a soft feminine power, not an ego-based leadership ability. And then you've got the 8, which is Saturn. So this means that it can bring up feelings of judgment. The 8, when you've got a dominant 8 in your chart, feeling judged, but you've got to recognize no one's judging you apart from yourself. And sometimes it can bring in sort of timelines with old school spirituality, like Catholicism, and feeling guilty if you move away from mainstream protocols. But yeah, that makes perfect sense. If we look at the Syrian cards in my deck, you'll see quite clearly a lot of the cards with the Syrians have the pyramids in the background because, of course, the Syrians have that deep connection with the pyramids. So there you go. Look, there's the Syrian. That would be your card, the Syrian leader, Mulifen. So you can see, it's the dog star. So they're often, connected to dogs, loyalty, the pyramids. So you would be a devoted, independent, and compassionate leader. So it's almost like your, what do they call it? Your counterpart, your avatar, the real you is Mulifen. I love that. Well, I'm glad that's connected with you anyway. If you, if you'd like to delve deeper, the Starseed Numerology Report is a great way to confirm or deny your galactic origins, but it'll also go much deeper into all aspects of your true soul purpose, the best times for you to embark on new projects and adventures. Actually, look at your pyramids in the chart as well, which are your peak years of maturity. So each one of us has 4 of those that carry a numerical influence. That last for 9 years each. And the way you work out when you enter your first peak year of maturity is by reducing your life path number from magical number 36. So I'm a 9. 9 from 36 is 27. I entered my first peak year of maturity age of 27. And that's when I first came to Australia. So then that carried a numerical influence for 9 years of the number 8, which was when I was mostly, in the corporate world, although I had 2 8s in my first 2 pyramids. Yeah. You're a big dog mom, are ya? I love that. Oh, that's so good. Well, I'm glad it's connected with you. Yes, if you'd like the full report, then just click the link in the description and you'll get that on the special offer today because it's Friday. I always like to put out a special offer on the Friday for only 59 Australian dollars. And then you'll be sent through to a landing page to enter your birth date, time, place of birth, and living name, and give me 3 to 5 business days to create it for you. So Malik Marain says, Sir, can you please advise, will my court issues be resolved in the current year? Thank you. Oh, should we have a look at that? I'm going to pick a card out for you for that, all right? We'll see what comes up for you. There we go. All right. So this looks like a yes to me. I don't know about you. Can you see that there? So this is the Orion Creative Al-Nilam, which is about inspiring joy, fun, and laughter for the inner child. So, you know, if any card in that deck is going to give a yes response, it's that. It's that card there. Yeah. It's like you're going to be laughing about this. So I do feel like things are going to go in your favor. Oh, there you go, guys. Well, hopefully we've all had fun today. Thank you for sticking around, everybody who you know, has been watching the live for 2.5 hours today. Hopefully you've all learned a little bit about Pythagorean numerology and the methods that I use. You know, I'm hoping that it's all connecting with you. Yeah. And you're hoping my quest for my forever home will happen this year. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. I get a good feeling about that for you as well. Yeah, and thank you very much for that as well, Nora. I'm glad that you found today as being enlightening. Exactly. Yeah, definitely come into my next live. Invite your friends as well. Make sure you invite all your friends and family. Share this live as well with people that you love in your life to get them all tuned into the power of numerology and how enlightening it can be. Don't forget to like the video as well and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I'd really appreciate the followers. And I'll keep the special offer open on the full Starseed Numerology report for you for the next hour or so. So you can get the chance to click the link in the description, claim your special, send me your birth details and claim your 3 months free access to my Starseed community as well, which will give you so much content to be able to learn, you know, start learning about numerology, color therapy as well. It's all there, and you get 3 months, as I said, of free access and start joining in the lives that we do every month. Okay, see you next time. Oh, and thank you for that. I appreciate it. Big love, guys. See you soon. All right, have an amazing weekend. See you soon. I'm glad you caught the live as well. Good night. See you soon. Bye.